Welcome back. If weight loss and getting in shape are your goals in the new year, it's important to make sure your metabolism is like a well-oiled machine. Here to give us a tune-up is certified personal trainer and fitness and nutrition coach, David Modderman. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me again.
Now, metabolism is one of those tricky things. Like, you want it to, work at its best peak, but there's a lot of things that you need to do to kind of get it going a little bit.
Correct.
What actually is metabolism? I mean, scientifically, what is metabolism?
Really, in simple terms, the definition I like to use is the speed in which your body burns through food. That's all it really is.
That's all it really is.
Yes.
Can you change your metabolism? Or is
Yes.
it something that you kind of genetically have and then you can...
We're all genetically born with a different metabolism in some form, but I tell people we are actually the creators of our metabolism. We're not the victims like some people think.
Victim?
We can increase our metabolism if we know what to do correctly.
Okay, what to do.
Right.
Now, you are in the midst right now, you just kicked off the Metabolism Makeover program.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about what your program involves. Like, how does it work for you guys?
Well, we have a group program where we meet once a week.
Okay.
It's educational. We go through different topics like food control, food portions, how to increase your metabolism through exercise and eating correctly, eating more calories. So it's a long list of things, but the whole point is people are walking out at the end of the night realizing, hey, I can lose weight and I can take control of my metabolism. Right. All
right, let's talk then about the top 5 ways, because that's kind of what you brought today. So let's start with number 1. What's the number 1 change that you need to make to help that metabolism?
This is a tough one for people to take, but eating more food. Most people, when we want to actually lose weight, we focus on eating less, eating less, going on a diet. But eating more food, eating more calories, but also eating the right foods.
Right. It's not like eating more slices of pizza and or nachos at the end of the night. You want to eat smart things to kind of keep it burning, right?
Eating the right foods, natural foods that are thermic. Our body's going to burn calories digesting them and produce more heat, therefore we can increase our metabolism by the right foods, but also by eating more calories.
Now, is it true that if you try and do the starvation diet where you just don't eat all day and then maybe eat one thing, it slows your metabolism down?
Right. It's going to slow it down. You might lose some weight, but it's going to slow it down long term, and you're actually going to probably gain that weight back.
Okay, number 2 tip to speed up the metabolism.
Eating smaller, more frequent meals. So take those more calories and break them up into smaller, more frequent meals.
Okay.
And actually eat balanced meals as well. So we don't want to just eat, one thing. We want to eat a nice combination of lean proteins, fruits and vegetables, and non-processed carbohydrates.
Any truth to the old adage that women always talk about needing to shrink our stomachs? Like when we're used to eating more, that it just takes a couple days to shrink your stomach back in. Is that true? I mean, is that a true thing?
You can shrink your stomach. I wouldn't say probably not. It's a little bit.
Because women always joke about that. It's like, oh, I'm used to eating more. Once I shrink my stomach, I'll be back. I'll be good.
You can stretch it out maybe a little bit, right?
Yeah, after a really good night after the Super Bowl. Now, another thing when it comes to metabolism, is it one of those things where there are certain foods that can help boost your metabolism? Because you always say, these certain foods are metabolism boosters. Are there those foods out there? Yeah,
and usually the biggest thing is a combination, like I said. There's foods that help, but if you combine the right foods together, like I said, the lean proteins, which are low-fat proteins, the fruits and vegetables, those 3 and the good starches actually are important too. If you eat those together, your body digests them much differently than just having one food. And that's actually going to increase your metabolism by itself.
How does exercise help metabolism?
So actually that brings us to the next few, which is going to be building muscle is going to be very important through resistance training. Obviously eating is part of that as well, but without muscle we have no metabolism.
Which is better for your metabolism, cardio or weight training, resistance training?
Honestly, a combination of both, but if you had to pick one, I would say resistance training, because resistance training builds muscle, muscle burns fat, muscle and metabolism are linked together. Okay. If we lose muscle, we actually slow down our metabolism.
Okay. Tip number 4.
Tip number 4 is going to be drinking more water.
Okay. This is another one that I've always heard too.
Right. Because you have your liver, your organs are all burning calories. Your liver can burn over 400 calories at rest. But if you're in a dehydrated state, you're not getting enough water, your liver is not going to function normally, and you're not going to actually burn those calories that you were before because your liver is not functioning normally.
Gotcha. And our last one, tip number 5 for speeding up your metabolism.
That's going to be doing high-intensity cardio sessions 2 or 3 times a week instead of doing the long 45 to 60-minute cardio sessions, maybe the 15 to 20-minute more cardio bursts.
Okay.
Not every day, but 2 or 3 times a week. They shock your metabolism a little bit more and burn more calories during and also after that exercise is done throughout the day.
All right, sounds good. Some very good tips out there. Thank you very much. You still have openings in your class as well too for the Metabolism Makeover.
And you can find that on my website at davidmodderman.com information.
Excellent. You can find out more about the program like he said, and then of course how to get in touch with him. We've got all the information on the Take 5 homepage.